Okay, here we go. Alright, today we're going to be talking about scientific notation. We watched the quick video in class, and now you're going to be taking notes on it. Okay, this is the paper that I handed you. It's two-sided, and this is your foldable. Okay, at the end we're going to fold this and then cut along this line. But just for ease of writing, I'm just going to leave it out like this. We're going to start on this side, and we're going to be talking about reading numbers in scientific notation. So, in the video, he talked about why we use scientific notation. It is to write really big or really small numbers and make it easier on us. Now, if it's in scientific notation, how do we get it out and get it back into the number that it actually is? Okay, you're going to need a pencil or something to write with, and then later scissors and glue to glue in. So, I'm going to use a pen just again for ease for what you're going to. So, how we're going to deal with this number is you have to learn the factor. Remember, factor is what is being multiplied. So what is getting multiplied here, other than this 10 and to the 4th power, is this number right here. So when I'm talking about the factor, I'm talking about this number right here. So it says rewrite the factor. So rewrite that number exactly the way they have it. Doesn't matter how many digits it is. Okay? When you have a positive exponent, like we do here, right here we're going to say you have to move the decimal to the right. Okay? And that makes sense because when you're looking on a number line, the positive numbers are to the right. Like here's 0, the positive numbers are to the right. So that makes sense. Same way goes with if you're dealing with a negative, you have to go the opposite way and you have to go to the left, just where the negative numbers are on a number line. So we're going to move to the left. Okay, so you look at the exponent, I'm reading this part right here, decide how many places you need to move the decimal and in what direction. Okay, we looked right here, look at this exponent, it's a 4. So we need to move to the right because it's positive. So it says I'm going to move 4 places to the, and we just said, right. I'm going to write it down here, to the right, because it is positive. If this by chance was negative, we'd go to the left. So that's what we're actually going to do. Here is, you have to locate the decimal, and we're going to move that 4 places because that is the exponent, 4 places. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to label them just so you can see them, and I'd like you to do the same. You won't always have to, but for notes, let's do it. Okay, so we've moved 4 places. Then I'm going to kind of cheat right here. It says put the zeros in the place and rewrite the number. So I'm going to actually put the zeros here. 1, 2, 3. That's the empty holes. I didn't have to put 4 of them because one of them jumped there. So I just had to fill in the empty holes. And now I rewrite the number. So it's going to be 23,000, and that's a comma, not a decimal, and 3 zeros. So I've just rewritten the number. And so that is how you take a number that is in scientific notation into regular notation. Okay? Let's go the other way. Let's take a number that is a regular number and let's put it into scientific notation. Okay? Same thing goes. It says draw a box around all the non-zero numbers. So let's rewrite this number just for your notes. You won't always have to. I'm putting the commas just to keep my place. And now it says put a box around. I highly recommend you do this every time. The numbers that are non-zero, put a box around them. That's your significant digits. And again, in the video, he talked about significant digits. And these are our significant digits. Pretty much anything that is not a 0. So, those are the numbers we're going to deal with. That is going to be our factors. I'm going to go back over here. This is going to be our factor, are these digits. Now, it says put the new decimal after the first non-zero number. So I look at this number. These are my significant digits. And it says 465. Well, if I'm looking left to right, which is how we read, the first number is between that 4 and 6. So if I'm going to put that there, it looks like this. Agreed? These are the boxed numbers. Now, something that always keep in mind, this number cannot be greater than 10. It has to be less than 10, but it has to be more than 0 because it's the first non-zero number. So it has to be either 1 to 9. So if it's not 1 to 9, you've made a mistake. Okay? So 4 is between 1 to 9, so we're safe, we're good. Now, this isn't the whole number. I can't just forget those zeros. Even though I have them boxed, I can't forget them. So rewrite them, and there was 5 of them. Okay, the 5 of those zeros. Rewrite them. Now, where was the decimal in this number? Just like he said in this video, it's not normally written, but you know it's right here at the end. It's always right here at the end, and it's still right there at the end until we move it to the new place. So, currently, this number has 2 decimals. That's not allowed. So, we have to move it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 spaces. Excuse me. And I'm going to write them again so you know exactly how many spots we moved. So we moved 7 spaces from where the original one is to the new one. Okay? And it says count the spaces of the new decimal. Well, we did that. It went 7 spaces. So we're just going to rewrite our significant digits with that. And that is going to be our exponent. So it's always times 10s because we are counting. But we move 7 spots, so it's going to be an exponent of 7. Okay? So if you are counting to the right, if you've gone from this digit this way to the right, you're positive. In other words, if your number is really big, it's a positive exponent. If you have counted the other way, oops, I misspelled exponent, sorry guys. Okay, if it is a positive exponent, oh, you couldn't even see it, so sorry. Okay, so positive exponent, you're moving that way. Now, if you're going to the left, that is really small digits, which I don't have an example of, you will have tomorrow. And that's going to be a -1. Now, if you're still slightly confused on this, that's okay. These are your first initial notes. We're going to do a lot more practice with this. This is a very new concept that you're not quite used to. And if it gives you a little trouble for a little while, that's okay. We'll get better at it. So, these are your first set of notes. Notice these are both positive. We haven't dealt with any negatives or had to move to the left. We will, but I just wanted you to see how it works and have it all concisely written down in the rules of how to do it. So, once you're finished with this, you need to fold your paper in half, and you're going to cut right along this line, and you'll probably need to trim off a little bit, and then I want you to glue it into your journal. On the very next page, you're going to have to go sideways. That's why I said you're going to have to trim it a little bit for it to fit. So you're going to trim it up, and if you would, write scientific notation. All right, I will see you tomorrow, and we're going to be working on scientific notation. We're going to be dealing with some negatives and positives, and hopefully we're going to do a scavenger hunt. So be ready and have this done. Thank you.